it ignited my soul in this body in a way that more room was made for more of myself to enter and be present here so that I may stand up and be a leader and a voice for the ascension, for humanity. That is what I came here for. I just returned from a 6-day trip to Mount Shasta and did some big medicine work on that mountain. And simultaneously, I launched the Alchemy of Ascension Season 6. I actually left for Shasta on day 1 of the summit, and I came back on day 6. And that might seem crazy. I also got notice that I'm going to be moving house. I rent a house. It's going to be sold. So I have about a little over a month now to find a new place and move. And we have a hurricane coming here in Florida. I'm on the Gulf Coast of Florida. So I've had a full plate this last week or so. And of course, leading up to the summit, I had quite a full plate before that as well. I'm Washayla Sananda. Thank you for joining me today. And I'm going to tell you about the big medicine that happened during this Mount Shasta trip. So why did I start that way? I just want to be 100% clear that when spirit calls, I go. Where spirit calls me, I go. And when spirit calls me to do something or go somewhere that doesn't exactly seem to fit in my schedule, it doesn't matter because that is the bigger work. The work that I do with the summits, the interviews, and podcasting is important. It's collaboration and sharing people's voices with you. And I love doing that. And it's not my primary work. And the ascension training that I do, my 6-month course, which I absolutely love, walking people through the transformation that happens in that 6-month ascension journey. That is very close to my most important work. However, there is a level of work that I do that is a tier above that. And that is my most important purpose work, which is directly connected to the ascension of humanity. I do medicine work with the land, with the earth, and with humanity itself in order to assist in this ascension process. I have been called forward to do this more and more lately. And when the call comes, I answer, even when I have a summit going, even when I have to move house, even when the timing doesn't line up with my reality, it doesn't matter because I will be taken care of because this is the biggest work of all. This is the divine working through this embodiment, and my commitment and my purpose for being here is to serve humanity in their ascension and to assist the earth in allowing that to happen. I went to Shasta with 3 dear friends who also do shamanic work, who also are involved closely with the ascension process. And we went to do this journey not fully knowing what we would be called to while we were there. We began day 1 at Mount Shasta. We had a tour guide who's a very spiritual guide. Actually, the first 2 days, we had spiritual guides to lead us to various portals to do ceremonial work so that we could really anchor our divine light into the planet during these ceremonies. And on day 1, we drove up to the first point where we would be going into a portal. And I was sitting in the back seat with another woman, Vanya, and we immediately began simultaneously channeling light language, signing light language, feeling the essence, the spirit of the mountain energy and the ancestors and the galactics that are so present there, the presence of Telos and all of the Lemurian energy was coursing through my body in a way that I could not contain it. I couldn't be still and I couldn't not speak light language. My whole body became a vessel of the light, and I was signing light language while simultaneously chanting it through various different sound frequencies. And it was so powerful. And suddenly Vanya, and there were other people, there were our two other people in the car plus our tour guide. And the guide had asked us to stay in the car to set our intention. And the energy got so big in the car. Vanya was in the middle in the back, and she's like, let me out. I got to get out of this car. And wow, it was such an expansion from the very first moment. From there, we entered into a portal that is a Telos portal. And if you're not familiar with Telos, that is an underground city where the Lemurians went when it was no longer safe to be above ground. So there is a city of Lemurians under Mount Shasta, and there are certain places that are considered portals. So we did ceremony in that place. Now get that this is our meditation. We did not physically walk into Telos, but we did go into the portal. We set the energy and the intention. We invited the experience, and we all went into Telos in our meditative experiences. My meditation was in Telos was so profound and powerful. I went from being my own body to feeling the embodiment of the earth herself, feeling her body, feeling the trees, the water, the experience of being alive as the planet in all of the different ways, feeling the humans and humanity walking on the surface. And then I felt my body, I felt my consciousness expand out from being planet Earth. And then I got to feel being a part of the solar system that we are in, our solar system. And the Earth was, myself as the Earth became one appendage, like a hand or a foot on the body. And my whole body was the solar system. I got to experience being the solar system with our sun, our galactic sun our solar system sun at the center of our system. And that was like, it would be like my mind or my head in that situation. If I was comparing it to a human embodiment. From there, I expanded out and I felt myself as the galaxy and containing all of the stars, all of the galactic planets, all of the beings, all of the races and expressions of life throughout our entire galaxy. And every star was a part of my body, and my consciousness was whole as the galaxy. I saw and experienced life in the vastness of space, and it was a beautiful experience of being. And then I kept expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding to contain more and more and more and more of myself as consciousness in space. And as I kept expanding out, finally, I found myself as the universe itself and expressing as the dynamic laws of being that this universe has and operates by, and that all things are in order in the universe. And I experienced that as myself, as my body. And then I expanded out to become the omniverse and all of creation, all sourced by central sun. And then I collapsed in to the consciousness of central sun, and I knew myself as the center of creation itself, the beginning point. From that point, I was witnessing myself as all of creation, and I had the thought or the intention, what embodiment could I be that would best express this experience? And I shapeshifted into a galactic manta ray. And so I was a giant. If you've ever seen the giant rays in the pictures of them in the ocean, I became a giant ray in the universe, flying around the various different galaxies and experiencing the stars and the space, the full space, the empty space, the planets, the galactics, the expressions of being in all of its different forms in space. And it was beautiful. And I was a light being. I was sort of a pink magenta light with rainbow, diamond light, rainbow colors all throughout my body, made of light, really the most free expression of being physical, just barely physical. Physical as light. And I got to fly around the universe and experience being this galactic manta ray. And it was absolutely a gorgeous feeling. And that's still with me in my heart. It was such a heart expansion. Immediately after that beautiful meditation, we all came together and shared some of our experiences. And then we did a walkabout. And as I was leaving that Telos portal circle, I found a star, perfectly shaped star. And it was a message for me from the galactic, from the divine, that I am a star. I get to express myself as a star being, a light being, and that the galactics are with me as I know. But isn't it fun to get physical evidence of that? And so that was one, the very first of our many, many journeys into various realms while we were on the mountain. We spent the first day 7 hours. The second day, we also spent 7 hours on the mountain doing ceremony the whole time. As we began our journey, we collected beautiful Mount Shasta water from the headwaters, and we had a light being visit us and beam us lots of beautiful light codes before we even began the journey the second day. And at one point, I had the experience of being overcome by the Tree Collective, and the Tree Collective channeled through me and shared a message of ascension. And I have that, someone recorded that. So I will find that recording and share it with you at some point. It was a wonderful feeling. I had no idea it was coming. I only knew that my body was taken over, and I stepped in front of the others and felt such a grounded, connected feeling as at one with the earth, but also as the earth. And the Tree Collective is all of the trees, the community of trees on our planet. And they had a message to share with us. And I'm not going to try and review it right now. I will find that and share that with you in another video. So magic was happening all around. 2 days, powerful, powerful intentions, powerful medicine, ascension experiences for us as individuals and for the planet at a very deep level. One of the ceremonies had ended up with the 3 women in the center and 2 men on the outside. This was the second day. We did a Star of David portal activation. And wow, we just channeled the absolute balance of divine masculine, divine feminine into the human collective, into the planet, balancing out all of the energies that have been misaligned, making harmony and expressing this incredible harmonious balanced activation for all, for the planet, for all of the beings on the planet, seen and unseen, and for humanity. And we all felt it in such an extreme and expanded way. It was such a win for all of life, really, all of life on this planet and the planet herself. And so then on the third day, we had kind of a break. We went to crystal stores and just enjoyed the town of Mount Shasta, which is a really unique town. Lots of mom and pop shops, lots of interesting people. And it was just a lovely day of seeing the town of Mount Shasta itself. And then that night, even the biggest medicine happened of all for me personally, and I think for the group. We were enjoying each other's company back at our Airbnb, and uh, I went into a source channel that was really as big as any energetic channel I have ever experienced. And it was not just for me, it was for the entire group. But the essence of what came through me was I channeled the human collective. I channeled DNA, human DNA, and I was in the back seat, if you will. I was not fully conscious. I was present, but not fully conscious of what was being shared. So I don't remember all of it, but fortunately, it was also recorded. So I will be able to share that with you. I channeled the ascension energies, and I got to feel them and be them and feel this change, this shift that is happening now for those of us who wish to be a part of it. It's really about your personal choice. Now is the time of choosing. Who are you? What are you being? Who are you being? And what kind of energy are you holding? Now is the time, like never before, to know yourself and know what you stand for and stand for your truth. Stand in your truth and know that there's nothing beyond that. All of the stuff out here, all of the broadcasts that are false are just noise. What's inside, what's in our hearts, this is the truth. And we must speak it now. Beyond, it's more important now than it ever has been, because now is the time of transformation. And everyone in that circle was activated. New parts of ourselves came in, certainly new parts of myself aligned, integrated, and moved in to my body. My frequency expanded, as did everyone else. I also channeled the twin flame energy, the twin flame energy of all of humanity, for myself individually, for the others in that experience, and for the planet herself. And what an expansion. The twin flame ignites our power, our passion, our truth. And when you choose to stand in the twin flame energy, it burns away all untruth. It burns and cleanses away everything that is not who you truly are, your authentic self. And it's an activation to your empowered self, your empowered being, and you cannot hide from that. It is a choice to interact with it. I chose it. I have chosen it, as others in that circle have chosen it. And the flame of the heart ignited in a way beyond anything I've experienced in this body before. It was somewhat terrifying for me as the experiencer, but it was also something I would never trade for anything, because it ignited my soul in this body in a way that more room was made for more of myself to enter and be present here, so that I may stand up and be a leader and a voice for the ascension, for humanity. That is what I came here for. And I invite you in this energy to join me on this ascension journey, to join me in the embodiment of the divine, the embodiment of divine truth, the activation of the twin flame from within, and it mirrors out. Everything around us becomes our beloved. My beloved is coming to me in every single breath and experience that I have through this incarnation. I invite you to join me on this journey in whatever way you see appropriate. This is my life's work and my passion. I lead retreats. I have opened a membership. It is called the Alchemy of Ascension membership. We'll be meeting twice a month on Zoom, and then there are other fun things that will also be happening. You'll find a link below at a very reasonable price. And I also have embodied ascension training. This is what this is, embodied ascension. And I teach it in a 6-month course. It is the most powerful course that I could possibly offer you. It is so transformational. My students, the students that have completed it, their lives are not the same. And I invite you to join me in that. I'm going to have a link in this video for you to book a call with a member of my team so that you may experience whatever level of ascension you think you're ready for and have the support to do that. That's what I'm here for, to support you on your ascension journey in numerous ways. If you haven't registered for the Alchemy of Ascension Season 6 Summit, I invite you. There's still time. You can get in, see many, many speakers still to come. And I just want you to know how delighted I am to be a part of your journey. Whether you're watching my videos, consuming the free content like the summit, whether you're one of my clients, whether you're part of my new membership, wherever it is or however it is that you're joining me, I am here to support you and love you and hold you as beloved and show you and reflect to you the truth of who you are, of your empowerment, of your ability to ascend and embody the divine in human form. Thank you for joining me. I love you. I appreciate you. Namaste.